what's going on, y'all? So, hopefully you had a chance to watch the last video, the arcade and charity video, where we talked about the Street Fighter, the movie arcade game, and then we turned around and discussed Hope to Dream. Like I said, I had some stuff coming in. It actually showed up early, so we're going to see what this comic actually graded as. This should be... My box cutter's missing again. This should be the Crypto Superdog book that I've been waiting for since February, since Miami. So, like, a long time. And I don't really know why this book took so long to get back. Every other book that I've sent out, pretty much, after this has already come back. And even the books I sent out with this have already come back. So, yeah, I lost my box cutter. It's probably in the living room. Or it's on the table behind me. I don't know. We're gonna manhandle this one through. Man, CGC tapes these boxes good. Okay, so, again, and I forget who the artist on this was. When I first bought this book, and I think I talked about this post-Miami Comic-Con. When I first bought this book, I didn't realize the cover was hand-drawn. Like, I've seen so many good printed covers that I thought that it was a print, not realizing that this was actually sketch art from the Comic Link, Laundry Pop Auctions, typical support from CGC. Okay, so anyhow, I thought this was a print. I did not realize this was a hand-drawn cover. Explains why I spent so much on it. I mean, I think it was like $100 for the book. Then I sent it in to get graded. All right, she came back a very, very beautiful grade. This is the Crypto, the Last Dog of Krypton, #1, DC Comics, 825, signed and sketched by Peter Smith on 7/18. It came back as a 9.8. Check that out. So I had the Crypto, Signature Series label done because I really do like the custom labels. But check this Crypto out, dude. Check that out. And he's got a little Batman squeaky toy, goofy little blue eyes, his little flip down ear, his Crypto, signed by Smith. This book, like, I saw this cover and I lost my damn mind. Not only because I just got done watching the Superman movie and I thought Crypto stole the show, but also because the fact that Crypto, being a little blue-eyed dog, reminded me so much of Duke, and here comes Roomba, so we're going to have to shut that up because it's going to annoy the hell out of me. As soon as the phone decides to load. There we go. Be quiet, Roomba. But he looks like, he reminds me of Duke as a puppy. He's got his little squeaky toy. Duke always had his little toys. And as a matter of fact, Duke is laying down right there, just passed out, chilling. Can't go anywhere without my puppy dogs. I just love this cover. I really do. I think the cover was absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, the Batman squeaky toy. Peter was really cool to meet. We'd spent all weekend talking to him, like going through the artist alley. And there wasn't a lot of artists at that show. It was definitely more of a celebrity show. Toys, Funko Pops, etc. And I'd actually gone back and talked to Ryan a few times throughout the show. And he was like, dude, he's like, any sketches I do of Crypto, I can't keep on the table. He's like, the faster I can sketch them, the faster I can sell them. He had one very similar to this, but it had no Batman squeaky toy, and it looked cool. It looked good. I love the sketch of Crypto, but the Batman squeaky toy just absolutely made this comic, or at least made this cover. Like, I saw this, I walked past it, I did a quick like buzz by his table, and I was like, oh dude, that's so cool. And I walked back and I picked it up and I looked at it, it was like, that's so cool. And then I came back and I was like, okay, I'm buying it. Done. Like, I think I only walked past this table like maybe 2 or 3 times, and then I finally convinced myself that I needed to buy this book. And I just, like I said, man, I love this cover. I think this cover is just amazing. This sketch is really, really cool. And then it's got the blank back. There's one small ding in the top of the corner. You can see it really briefly, and it's probably why I got the 9/8. I had it pressed, I had it cleaned. So they did a great job with this book. There's a little, I feel like that top edge of the paper on that left side too is just a little, you can't really see it on camera, it's just a little tweaked, but it got a 9/8. I'm not, of course, now granted, after Matt got me that 9/9, my bar's been raised. Like 9/8s were really like my pinnacle of my releases. Having a 9/9 now, I'm like, ooh, I got a 9/9. 9/6s I kind of get iffy about, and then a few of my 9/4s and 9/2s. Like I talked about this before. I did send in Spawn issue 1 that was signed by Keith David. That went up. That we only got a 7 because apparently the cover was dirty or some nonsense. That went back in. I've asked CGC to crack it, clean it, have it signed by Todd McFarlane. If that gets cleaned and comes back somewhere in the 8s, I'll be happy at this point. A Spawn issue 1 CGC 8 is a crap book. But I did spend the money to have... I bought a 9/8 pre-graded Spawn 1. I sent that into CGC to get cracked and get signed by McFarlane. So I will have a McFarlane signed 9/8. And then I'll have whatever's on the Keith David, which they're being kept for me. So part of it's like the grade doesn't matter too much to me. It's just more about that I wanted that authentication on those autographs. And that's really all I do for my grading. When I get my books graded, I'm not grading them to resell them. I'm grading them to lock in the guarantee of the quality that I have, the quality that I bought, and essentially, again, to really validate the autographs that I have on my books. The few books that I got in last couple videos back that were the blue labels, my 9.9, I did that because I wanted the books secured. I'm not flipping those, but with me moving, I was going to be putting them in boxes. They may be going into storage for a while. I wasn't sure that the books would have stayed the pedigree that I had. So I wanted to get them sent out, want to get them slabbed, because once they're in the slabs, these are UV protected plastic. Again, you can bang these. These are pretty damn resilient, so you can drop and bang them and do some stuff with them, and they'll help protect the book. So that's why I do it. I know a lot of people are like, well, you only people that grade are flippers, and no, dude. Like I grade to guarantee my pedigree. I grade to guarantee the security of my books, and honestly, I just like the way they look. I mean, having them in the hard plastic cases, I can mount them on the walls. I can have a whole library of them. I still want to get a 9/8 of the virgin copy of that X-Men 97 so that I can have my entire wall of the 9/8 X-Men 97s, because everything else came back 9/8. So the 9/4, 9/6 that book got hurt my feelings a lot. I may actually have it cracked. I don't think it can be recovered. So I just got to find a 9/8, spend the money on it. And here I am, me and Dusty had this conversation yesterday. There are a couple pieces in my collection that I want to complete my collection. And I say want, my inconsistent need to complete a set. I need to get these pieces to complete a set. I'm missing one G.I. Joe Funko Pop to complete a set. To complete all the G.I. Joe Funkos. But I'm I don't want to, it's $80. I don't want to spend $80 on a Funko Pop. And then I spent over $400 on an arcade board yesterday. This book, between the actual book, the grading, the cleaning, this is a $200 book. Because I like crypto. There's no rhyme or reason for the way that I spend my money. I dropped, I think, $40 on betting hockey last night. That's half of that Funko Pop. I could have just spent the other $40, got the Funko Pop, completed the collection. Collection will be done. It'll be off my head. But I'm me. So there's no rhyme or reason for how I spend money. Some days I will blow $500, $600, $800 on a friend's birthday because I can. And other days I'm I don't want to spend $80. You really don't have it right now. I've got $80. I've got plenty more than $80. But for some reason, like, I just can't justify buying the Funko Pop. I don't know if maybe it's that, like, if I buy it, then I complete the set and then I'm done with it, so I don't want to do it anymore. So I don't want to buy it because at least then it keeps the set open. I can go back and collect later. I don't know why my brain works that way. But since I'm talking Funkos in my collections, I need the Bait Hooded Cobra Commander to complete that set. I want to rebuy the red and blue Contra guys. What was his name? Lance and... Is it Lance and Cody? They were released as Funko Pops. I had them. I sold them. I want them again because Contra is one of my favorite Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and arcade games growing up. And I need the Mariah Carey CD, the pop music rainbow album version. I've got all the other Mariah Careys, so I want to finish that up. That would finish Funkos. So if I did the Cobra Commander, the Mariah Carey, and the two Lance and Cody Contra guys, that would essentially complete all my Funko Pops that I want to collect. There is a Fun Day San Diego Zartan where they put it in the stupid Fun Days box. They did the Chase Shadow Zartan and the regular Zartan, but it's the same fucking Funko Pop in the Fun Day box. And I don't necessarily know if I can justify buying that. I think I got the Duke as Snake Eyes and Destro already. I have to find my Funko Pops. They're boxed up in the storage right now to make sure. But those would complete my Funko collection. And then I'm done collecting Funkos. Comic books, I'm never going to be done collecting. There's always going to be some comic book, and there's always going to be some autograph that I'm going to want. Arcade-wise, there's always going to be a game that I'm going to want, a game that I remember. So I'm probably never be done collecting arcade games. But, yeah, so that's it. I mean, that's kind of where my collection stands at this moment. I think my next arcade board that I'm going to buy is going to be a Mortal Kombat 2, just so that I can hopefully find a dedicated cabinet, put the signed marquee up, because I think that would look really cool. But I'm going to have to switch the light source because I don't want it to degrade the marquee anymore and screw up the autographs. Or maybe I just won't plug the lights in. Might do that. I still need a cabinet now for the Street Fighter the movie so I can wire in the kick harness. That does require a special kick harness for the bottom 4 buttons. And we talked a little bit about arcades last time, but real brief why that is important. So when I talked about the last video, JAMA being a standard, as a standard, most arcades only had 3 buttons per player. You had like a fire, a jump, a run, or whatever the game called for, but every game was given 3 buttons. Well, your fighting games had between 5 and 6. So like Mortal Kombat originally did a configuration where it was high punch, high kick, low kick, and block in the center. And for the conversion kits that, our operators are switching from Street Fighter to Mortal Kombat, which Street Fighter had low, medium, high punch, low, medium, high kick, Mortal Kombat did a configuration of 6. You could wire the 6 button in for a 6 block, so you could use all 6 buttons. So Street Fighter has the 3 buttons, they're your 3 punches, and then the 3 kicks are a separate harness that is wired to the actual JAMA board. Very similar to the Street Fighter the movie, very similar to Mortal Kombat. They all had an additional harness that goes to the board to do the extra 6 buttons. So, or extra 3 per player, whatever, however you want to math it out, it's still 6 buttons. So, I've got to get that done for Street Fighter the movie so I can really play through it and have some fun with it. I have a kick harness wired right now for Street Fighter 2 The World Warrior, and I may be able to just reuse that. I've got to find the manual. I highly doubt that the tech company that built this game used the same pinout for Street Fighter, though I'd be impressed. So, yeah, that's it. I wasted some time. We talked comics, we talked Funkos, we've talked arcades again. I got my crypto back, finally. I've been itching to have this book and to show it off. I absolutely love this cover. I really do. And once I can either get this house sold or decide that I'm going to end up staying here, I'm going to redecorate and put everything back up. This is definitely one of the first pieces that's going back up on the wall. So, all right, guys. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, follow. I will see you next video. Today is Saturday, so you'll get this video either later tonight or tomorrow on Sunday. And then Monday, we should have a whole new shipment of stuff come in that we're going to do another video for. coffee. Later, fools.